going to go ahead and get started.
Okay.
There's a good group here tonight, so let me do the agenda thing so you guys will know what we're. So I know this is probably not terribly good, but welcome. Appreciate all you guys coming. I'll ask if there's any update from any of the officers. And then we want to talk briefly about the Texas QSO party, if there's anything that we need to do. I don't think so, but, you know, you never know. And as I mentioned already, I am going to have to leave at 7:30 for a little while to go do a presentation for one of the local clubs, the Clear Lake Amateur Radio Club here for the Texas QSO party. I've done several of those already, and I'll be back. I think it'll take about 15 minutes or so. But the real meat of tonight is to talk about our 50th anniversary operating event. We have, we meaning the board of directors and a few other folks, have kind of put together a plan, and that's kind of what we want to talk about. I've emailed this thing out a couple of times, and we've tuned it up. We've had a lot of input, and hopefully what we're doing tonight is kind of a rollout. Hopefully there's not any big things that we have to adjust, but if you got any feedback, you know, we can listen and see if we want to make adjustments. So it's kind of the overview about the timing, the duration, who is eligible to operate, and we have a sign-up plan, hopefully to keep people from being on the same frequency, or same band and mode at the same time. It's not, and we'll talk about that more later. Something about the logging that we'd like to have done. We're planning to upload all these logs into LOTW and do a paper QSL. And then they've got questions or whatever. And I figure that'll be kind of the bulk of the meeting tonight. So that's what we got on tap.
Best has to be in a bottle.
Yep. Okay. So officers, you got any feedback for us tonight? Anybody?
Well, we're currently at 230 members. We keep dribbling in another one or two every month.
That's good.
That is good.
How many members, Doug?
230.
Okay.
Yeah, and the newest guy, Tanner, I think he's pretty interested in doing some contesting work. He sounds like it to me. I was in a meeting with him last night for another club, and so he seemed to be pretty interested. So I think he's a good guy. And let's see, get Richard back in here. Okay. Anybody else?
No change with the bull sheet, but as always, I welcome articles from anybody who wants to send them to me. And I'll include them in the bull sheet. Articles, information, anything at all to make the bull sheet a little different every month. So send them to me and I'll do it.
Bios?
Sorry?
Bios, biographs?
Yeah, I never have gotten too many of those. So TDXS members who want to send me a biography and a history of their ham radio exploits, I'd love to put that in their pictures and all. Send it to me. I think it'd be interesting to the membership.
Absolutely. And anybody else too. I mean, we've all got a good story to tell, and here's your opportunity to tell it. So
even if you lie, I don't care. I'll put it in.
Even if it's about CB radio, right?
Even if you start as a CBer.
And the like the little trip Orville and I took over to EL 39. Anything like that, I think it's good to share.
Right.
Okay. Anything else? All right. So what about the Texas QSO party? Anything that we need to discuss? Only comment I have is there are not too many routes up. on the webpage yet. So if you are planning to be a mobile or planning to display your activity, please please take a little bit of time and provide that information. Can anybody comment on how do you do that? Because I don't really remember.
I think you got to send it to NO5W if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
If you go to the website for the QSO party, tqp.org or something, there's one spot about the routes there, and you can hit that. It's sort of drill your way down to where you send them a list. Basically, it's just what counties and what order you're going to be there, which day, which mode. It doesn't have to be with times of enter and leave the counties, but it's just sort of the order of your travels. He'll put them up on the website.
I think even if you're fixed, I think you would like that information.
Yeah,
That's true.
He will like that information, and it's always good to know where the fixed stations are, so that if there's 14 people in Fayette County, I may go up the hill and go to Colorado County. No, that's where Kim is, isn't it?
Yeah, you'd best put diodes across your receiver input if you come near my place.
Yeah, well, I've gotten fairly used to that.
We got Fayette County covered. We only need 2.
Well, yeah, but I was talking to James the other day, and he looks like he wants to work it too.
You got a place here? Or past
Well, he's got his big hilltop thing over there. So anyway, but that's an aside.
Oh, he's talking about whatchamacallit. I can't think of his name. I know him by.
Well, gentlemen, we're up to 22. So as I said earlier, I think we're pretty ready for the Texas QSO party. And, I'll be doing that presentation, as I mentioned a couple of times here in a few minutes. But it's good. And I would encourage you all to do the same thing. If you're on a net, if you go to another club meeting, if you have some sort of, a system like the Bull Sheet that for any clubs or any organizations you participate in, and put a little blurb out there, try to expose the Texas QSO party as much as possible, and I think we'll all do better for it. Okay, so the item for tonight, the big item is really to talk about the 50th anniversary operating event, and I want to display what I call the rules and operating guidelines. And don't be too. This is not okay. So I'll kind of do this. My part's the overview. So back in at the Greater Houston Ham Fest, Bob N5ET mentioned to me that this was the 50th year of the TDXS, and he wondered what we were going to do. And to be honest with you, it completely didn't cross my mind at all that it was the 50th anniversary. So that conversation started it, and we've been talking about it for several months. We had a couple of different ideas that floated around, and so we kind of solidified on this. So, and from an overview point of view, what we want to do is we want to use the club call with a stroke 50 suffix to identify ourselves, and we want to have as many TDX members as possible participate, and that means operate using that call sign. And the only concern we had was we didn't want to have 2 or 3 people on the same band and same mode at the same time, with the call sign. So we've come up with a little plan to help you understand where people are going to be, and hopefully you can look at that plan and go to a different band or a different mode, and not create all that kind of confusion. And if you just gotta be on at the time somebody else is on, please call them and try to negotiate, that kind of thing. So we kind of adopted this because for a couple of reasons. My first idea was to maybe we would get together and have kind of like a one-day field day event where we would all come together and, and operate from some location. And a couple of issues with that. Number one is people live varying distances away, and it's possible for some to travel and not possible or not very likely for others. So that's kind of a negative. I felt we could kind of overcome that, but then the virus hit, the COVID virus hit. So this kind of pushed us toward this format that you see. So that's the overview. Anybody have questions, comments?
Yeah, just one thing that came to my mind, and I'm going to show my ignorance of the regulations, is there any thing that the FCC cares about with that /50?
Not that I am aware of.
Is my audio working?
Yes.
I think you can put anything after a slash that you want to.
Roger.
We've got a couple of foreign honorary members. Would they be able to operate? We've got Vlad over in Russia.
I don't think so.
The Russians would like that.
He'd have to probably do a remote and then have, his call /K5DX/50 or something.
That /50 might have a problem in FT8.
Well, tried it in FT8, and it's not an issue.
Okay.
Yeah, K5DX is a short enough call sign that that's not too bad.
Anyhow, it's better to ask forgiveness than to ask permission. You know that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Except with a KGB.
Okay. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So I guess if he sends UK1 DX or UK5 DX/50, that won't work.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's something we really didn't talk about that, but that's just so I don't really know.
Nobody in the U.S., nobody over here that's a member is going to be using their call /50. So,
Well, let's look up in the definition at the very first paragraph. Members located in the United States.
Yeah.
I just don't think it's feasible for someone overseas to do it unless they use a remote and unless they use their call /K5DX/50, if that's even possible.
Yeah, I don't know.
you can get on an airplane.
There you go. Okay, so just a little bit more. We're hoping that we can have people operate on all the bands and all the different modes. Figure it'll probably be primarily CW sideband and FT8, but I think you can, you have your option. We want to operate where everybody can work us, not down in, you can operate anywhere, but please give generals and others the opportunity, technicians on 10, if 10 is open at all, the chance to work us. And so we kind of gave some guidelines about frequencies to use. Spotting, Alan's favorite phrase, friends spot friends. We figure spotting will be a big issue for us. To help us make as many contacts as possible. So that will be my request, is that when you operate, spot yourself, because this is not really a contest. And if you're on and you know that one of us is on, then spot us. Keep us out there.
We could use the DX opportunity.
Yeah,
that too.
Use Slack.
That's right. That will help.
That way we can all work K5DX a couple times.
There you go. Now, we elected to start this immediately after, the next day after the Texas QSO party, and we elected to run it for a month. And our operating, so I'll let Alan talk about the operating slots in a minute, but and we want the people to use the call sign to be TDX members. You don't have to be a current active member. You just have to have a TDXS number. So I just tell people where to find that if they don't know that, but I can't envision somebody not knowing that, but that's why it's in there. So, Alan, will you talk about the operating schedule and how you have things set up for us?
Yeah, if you release the screen, I will share my screen.
Okay. There you go.
So, here we go. Hold on. There we go. This is the sign-up sheet. This is a Google Sheets virtual sheet that TDXS members will have access to. As soon as you type in your call in any slot, it immediately and instantaneously shows up to anybody else looking at that sheet. There are separate tabs for every day. This is showing September 14th. You can click on 15th, 16th. You can hit the arrow, October 9th, whatever day you want to operate, October 13th. Any day you want to operate, you can operate. It's set up in 4-hour time slots. We have slots from 160 meters through VHF, UHF, CW, phone, and data. I can't remember. I think there's 216 slots a day. So I don't think anyone will have a problem finding a time or a mode to operate. There's over 6,400 slots throughout the period, the entire operating period. So very easily, for example, if somebody wanted to operate on September 16th in this time slot, 11 p.m. to 2 a.m., data, you just move your cursor there and type in your call, and boom, it shows up. That's it. And if you're looking at it, anybody who's looking at it at that time, it'll instantly pop up. So you instantly know when anybody has selected a time slot. You can select future time slots. You can select, on multiple days, multiple times during that day. We ask you not to do a whole lot in a row, but maybe 2 in a row at the most. If you want to operate 8 hours, but be conscious that other people may want to operate. If you turn on your radio on September 20th, you say, hey, it's 11 o'clock in the morning, I want to operate something. If there's a blank place, boom, just pop it in there, type in your call, and you're authorized. Very simple. There's a tab here in the beginning called Station Data, where you can enter in your call sign, name, TDXS number, grid square, state and county, and any other notes you want to put in. And some of us have already done it. We're kind of testing it. I have a tab for rules. I don't have anything in there yet, and I may put something in there. But this is already live now, and as soon as Scott, I think you'll have to register on the web page with Scott, and then it'll give you the link, which I think was already shown. But you click on that link. It's a shortened link to this Google link that's up here, and you will find this web page. There's no passwords or permissions on this web page per se. But if you click over here in any of these yellow areas or around here, that's all protected. So you can't make any changes here. You can only make changes inside this area, in the time slot area. So see somebody all right, there you go. WB5TKI just entered his call. Y'all saw that? He did that, not me. So that's how this thing works. It's very slick. This is the same one, or not the same one. This is the same method that was used during W1AW/100. Somebody else actually, I think you can't do that. That's gonna be that'll be difficult. I guess.
Page, does that mean he's QRP?
Yeah, that's right.
Oh man, I wanted to operate that day on 40 meters CW.
Well, you can always call him and offer him a bribe, and he'll probably allow you to operate during his time slot.
Okay,
there you go.
I've got a question, Alan.
Yes, sir.
If I want to operate from up at the farm, how would I put myself into your database as far as my location, since I'll be operating both from here and also from Fayette County?
Okay, well, that all
how would
will
you
have to do with the
suggest?
ADIF file that you will submit to Orville. And when you submit your ADIF file, it's either be embedded in that file, or you'll have to tell Orville that this section is with grid, county and grid, and this other section or a different file will be another county and grid.
Okay, so Orville is not going to draw data from that other page that you had there. It's our communication with Orville with our ADI file that tells him where to put it.
Yeah.
I'll be looking at that too.
Yeah, Orville will be the recipient of all ADIF files. We ask everybody to keep track of what they operated, keep a log, and upload your ADIF file to Orville with all the pertinent information. And he'll upload all that into LOTW. And then after the event, we'll be looking at QSLing, maybe some certificates, things like that. I'll let Orville discuss that. Any other questions about the sign-up sheet?
Yeah, I just saw a couple of cells turn red and blue outline. What's that?
Well, the blue outline is where my cursor is. The red outline is where somebody else is. And I think and this has a very weird thing, what it does. If you look at it, it says anonymous quagga. I don't even know what a quagga is. But whenever somebody else logs in, I don't know who it is because they're logged in anonymously to me. And it assigns a color and it assigns some, I don't know if it's an animal or what a quagga is. Never heard of a quagga. Usually it's some other animal. So, see, he's moving his cursor around.
I got it.
He's kind of screwed up my formatting, but I'll fix that.
Animal quaggas.
So again, one more time, Alan, I go to the TDXS webpage and I start there?
No. Well, I don't know if we'll have a link on that webpage, but Scott has put together, and we'll let Scott talk about that. Scott has put together a webpage for this event.
Okay.
And in that webpage, you will register. And then once you're registered, then it'll give you the link to the sign-up sheet.
Okay.
And then you're free to operate any one of the 6,140. I think that's the number of slots. Not all of them, but some of them.
I'd like to know exactly how many there are.
Well, what do we got? How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11,
Let me know
12.
when you finish counting.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So it's
It's not an Aggie.
It's what?
It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Okay, so you got 12 times 18 every day. That's 216 times 30 is 6,480 slots total. So I think it's plenty of opportunity for people to operate plenty of slots. Dozens. You can operate dozens of slots. There's so many. We want to keep this as active as possible. So and as you can see, you can have multiple stations on at the same time, as long as they're on different bands or different modes.
I'd like to show how this ties in with the website that we're going to be using.
I'll stop sharing. It's your turn.
All righty.
Unless anyone has any other questions. And if you have any questions during the event, send me an email or call me, text me, whatever.
The top, the menu at the top, right, log in, log out, has got some instruction here. And below the heading K5DX/50 operator, there are 2 links. And there's a third link here that's hidden below here until you register. And the idea is to try to limit Alan's spreadsheet to TDXS members instead of broadcasting it to the entire world. So if I were to log in, I am signed up somewhere. So I'll log in, and you'll notice that a third item will show up in this area right here. So let's give that a try. And here we go. So you see that it popped up here, this third link down here. And when you click on that, Alan's spreadsheet shows up.
Can you zoom out
There
a
we
little
go.
bit, or zoom
Yes.
in rather? There you
Yes.
go. There you go.
There we go. So if I were to type something here, I suppose it's going to show up immediately, as Alan mentioned. So we're asking folks to sign up. Everyone has a gazillion registrations and passwords. This is one more. Sorry about that, but hopefully this will keep this out of away from the general public.
And so that goes back to the spot issue. That's why our primary methodology for getting people notice to know where we are is through spotting. So that should work pretty well, we think. So let's see. So this is a document. This is what is on the operating document. This is the same operating document that's on the spreadsheet that Scott built. This is just my copy of it. And just a couple other things here before I have to run off to this other meeting. Like I said, we talk about negotiating the slots. Contact Alan, which you've already discussed. If you operate, we just ask you to use good operating practices and submit the log in an ADIF format to Orville. And all of us are contesters, and most of us keep master logs, so ADIF file should be no big issue for you. We're going to have a commemorative QSL, which Orville's going to talk about in just a minute. And he's looking for some feedback on that. But the idea is that that people that want this QSL send an SASE, and they'll get the card in return. We did discuss the idea of certificates and kind of nixed that because we couldn't come up with a really good format, and we're just trying to minimize some level of work on this activity. So I'll go back to the agenda just for a moment. Excuse me. Okay, so the operating plan sign up. We talked about logging. We talked about our plans for the LOTW and QSL. So, Orville, will you talk about a little bit about your plans, how you want to do the log, what you're going to do, how you're going to do it, just so everybody will know. And I apologize again, but I've got to run to this other meeting, so I have this program set up so anyone can share their screen. I'm simply going to mute my microphone till I come back, and maybe 15 or 20 minutes, I don't know, ever how long it takes to do this thing for the Texas QSO party for the Clark Club. So we'll see you back shortly.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and bring all this up. I have worked out a QSL card layout, and I'd like to run it by you all and see what everybody thinks about it, or has any suggestions or modifications. The first the front of the 4-page QSL will be fairly simplistic. As it says, we're just celebrating the 50th anniversary.
Are you going to share that so we can see it?
I thought I was shared.
Negative.
We're seeing you. Better than seeing me, though.
Okay, how do I get this into a share mode?
Run your mouse down to the bottom of the Zoom screen and you'll see share screen in green. Whack on that.
It'll show you all your windows to select.
Okay, I already did that.
Okay.
Are we there now?
No. No, you have to select that window, and then when you select that window, then at the bottom right of the, there you go, then you'll see share.
We got it now.
Okay.
Oh.
So anyway, I'm sorry?
Kind of squiggly.
Okay, the front page of this is going to be this just simple layout. And then we go to the inside of the front page. Is going to be a write-up telling about our club.
Hey, Orville, I think you showed the wrong thing first time. Click on your number 2. I think that's your front, right?
No, the number 2, the front is not a good one.
Oh, no?
It chopped off the our logo down on the bottom. So I put that in another format here, which is showing now.
Okay.
Okay, so the backside of the front page is this write-up, which talks about our members, what we've done, DXing. We've got VHF, UHF, EME. We go into contesting with XE2FU, and then other operations, San Andreas, Nicaragua, etc. And then we talk about just a short blurb with about the armadillo runs. On the bottom of this page, I have left a blank area, which I'm going to be able to attach a sticky label, which will be as printed here. And if they have more than 10 QSOs with us, we can just overlap those. There is also the possibility that I may put in this area, a standard QSL log form. And then I'll put this over it in case we don't have a bunch. But we will need to address what the county in the grid, depending upon what everybody's looking for. Okay, third page. This is going to be just a collage of various operations and things showing, you name it, pictures that we had from operations from everywhere. We got 2 pictures of plaques, one from the C91 operation. I believe you were on that one, Dale. And but these are all laid out and it's border to border. The back side, the back page is going to be our logo, and we'll have significant TDXS links to our website, to our silent keys, anything else that anyone else can come up with. Does anyone have any thoughts as to what links we ought to put on here that people can go to?
Are we TDXS.net?
Yes. Yes, it would be net.
Okay, we can do that.
We lost Org a long time ago.
I think they both work, don't they?
They both work.
Oh, they do again? Good.
Yeah. Yeah, I took that off the top of the page. So.
We want to protect Oregon, that both.
Org,
Yeah.
leave it Org.
All right, we'll do it.
I think the only problem with org is that in some in some places it comes up as a suspected porn site.
Oh, I do remember that happening a long time ago.
Yeah, it still does.
Is that the ones you visit?
The ones I visit are you can put those links if you want. I don't know if you got enough room.
Okay,
Hey,
well,
Alan, send me the link, man.
Yeah, share the link.
All right, I will.
any other recommendations of any other things that we would like to put on this last page would be appreciated.
So this is still a work in progress, I guess.
Yes.
Okay.
Marvel, can you show us the number 2? I'd like to look at the, even though it's a work in progress.
I'm sorry?
Can you show number 2 screen up there so we can see what you're working on for the front?
Oh, the number 1. This is actually number 1. It says it's number 2. This is one that I had brought up in PowerPoint, but it kept cropping off the bottom of our logo.
Yeah, just need to shrink the call sign or something.
So anyway, what I did,
I really like that one better.
it's the same as this, identical.
Well, you could take some of the space out at the top too.
Yeah.
Take the which?
Some of the header out of the top. Some of the space.
Right up here?
Move it up. You could change your margins. Probably adjust your margin, your upper margin.
Or you could put the state of Texas with TDXS as a kind of a background to that. That would be pretty. The whole page. In other words.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah, you might have to change the color of that second line or it would bleed out.
That's true.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I can also go in with a less than 100% density on the thing too and make it a shadow.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be cool.
All right, I'll go ahead and I'll play with that and then I'll run it by the gang.
The Texas state icon, the TDXS initials are in yellow. Was that intentional?
Actually, that was the background color of this particular sheet.
Well, we can work on that.
Looks good, Orville.
We're not going to have any printed until after the event, anyhow. After we get an estimate of what the demand is.
Well,
and,
actually, Alan, we're going to go ahead and order them beforehand because of the delivery times. It's going to take 2 months to get these things here.
Ah, gotcha. All right.
Orville?
Yes, sir.
One small quibble on page 3. If you switch over to page 3.
Okay.
The page with all the text on it.
Oh, that's page 2. Okay.
Okay, page 2. About the lower third there, you're talking about operating from different places. San Andres, I don't think there's a second A in San Andres. Andres. Just before it says Belize.
Okay.
And also, you might want to say our first member is K5NA, not was. I think he's still around.
He's on this call.
Yeah, I see him. I see him right on my screen.
Okay. I was thinking about using thing. Our founding member was K5NA, but
Or still is.
How about you know something?
okay, our founding member is K5NA. How's that?
There you go.
Okay, I will make that change.
As long as Susan lets them around, leaves them around.
Yeah.
Okay.
It'd be nice if we could use the back, besides just having the text, if we could have a background to the text of more pictures or some graphic. It's just sort of, I hate to waste all that space around it. Since we're paying, what, $180 or something per 1,000?
Okay, where are you talking about?
The back page.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, put some towers, something.
It's just some graphic background.
Okay.
Or more member pictures or something.
Yeah, people pictures be nice.
Well, actually, we're going to have one of the links is to the silent keys, and that I don't think we don't have enough room because at this point we've got 51 silent keys, but there's a lot of things. Yes, we could add a lot of other things there. I was trying to find some pictures from XC2FU. I have not found a picture of that yet.
All right, I'll look at my garage. I may have a whole bunch in the garage. I think I have a picture album in the garage from that.
Okay, I've got one picture. I don't know where it came from, but it was actually a picture of Tom Terramino, Grady, myself, George DeMontrond, and 4 Crantech members. But there's no identification or anything like that.
And one other thing that we might think about if we can find the pictures is from the back side to put our contest pictures, things like field day. I'm sure we've all got some field day pictures over the years, show multiple operations and that sort of thing.
Maybe we should have pictures up on the website, TDXS website, various pictures, because I have a lot of pictures of the Christmas parties too.
There you go.
Yeah, we could definitely use your pictures.
I've got a great picture of TDXS field day, but you might not want to put it on a card or show it. Back in the day, in the 70s, we had this terrific rivalry with the Richardson Wireless Club. And at the end of a field day out in what's-his-name's field up north of Houston, we all stood around with beers in our hands, and we did a salute to the Richardson Wireless Club. And everybody extended their middle finger. If you want to use that for this QSL, you're welcome to.
I remember that.
I still got that picture here.
Orville, I don't know if you recall, but the Armadillo Run, the first one, Tom made a collage of pictures that went on the cover of QST. He has a picture of that. So if that's of interest to you, contact him.
I think I have a copy of that QST here somewhere because I was on it, and N5RP and I were on it. So
yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, I was on there too. I was operating inside of AA5Y's motorhome.
Yeah, I remember that.
Looked a little younger then.
By the way, everybody who's on here, this is just a few of our members, and we need to do our best to get the word out to all of our other members. So if you want to call, send emails, whatever, let some other members know what's going on and give them the link to Scott's website. That would be great, because I'd like to get as many members operating as we can.
Particularly the low number members.
Alan, is there a specified exchange we should use?
I don't. 599. 599 Texas. I don't know. Whatever you would typically use.
And Chuck, if that magazine picture that you have of the magazine, if you could get a photocopy of that, if it does not end up on the QSL card, it would still be nice to put that on the main TDXS website. I'd love to have that.
Yeah, I'll look for it.
There's another picture too of Governor White signing the proclamation announcing that Armadillo County was an official county for one day.
Oh yeah, that's got K2TNO in that picture.
I think I've seen that picture on one of our early pull sheets on our website.
Yeah, there's a lot of pictures that we could definitely put up, both on the website and on here. Dale, are you still around?
Yeah, you just said something.
His mic is muted right now. Orville, something else that could possibly go on this last page would be line items of achievements that some of our prominent club members have accomplished over the years. It could just be text line items, CQ Worldwide Contest, second place, what have you.
K5NA's country total.
What are we up to on 160 now, Richard?
321.
And I can't even get 100.
Yeah.
I noticed in those time slots you didn't have any slots for EME.
I didn't have what?
Any slots for EME operation?
Well, I got slots for VHF, UHF, so.
He does it on 160.
160, I mean.
I don't know. Pick one of the other slots and put a note in it.
That could just be a digital slot, Richard. I just worked my first meteor scatter the other night, so I'm really thrilled by that. It worked a long, long way too on 6 meters. It was something like 1,700 miles, 1,900 miles, something like that. Really long way for meteor scatter.
About a year or so ago, I had a guest operator here that did the VHF contest. And I walked in the room, he'd made about 20 meteor scatter QSOs from the station. I've never done that myself. So the WSJTX does a lot of stuff.
Yeah, it's really fascinating because it just, you sit there, and then all of a sudden, bingo, there it is.
It's too easy.
So I finally found something that maybe I can get more grid squares or numbers than K5NA. I got to work on my media scatter.
Yeah, I was up at K5 Quebec Echoes QTH, and he showed me how to use it. And he and I went and picked up a bunch of 9-element 6-meter beams, and I spent the night at his shack, and that was really interesting. So I tried it at the house, and it will add some QSOs to my VHF contesting.
Okay, Alan, how do I get out of this sharing?
I think up on top you can say stop share. Stop sharing. It's top of your screen somewhere. There you go.
Got it. I didn't see it.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm back. So we had a pretty interesting little discussion. The Clark Club is like most clubs. They don't have that many members that are come to meetings, but had several questions. So I think we'll get a few participants out of it in the TQP.
Cool.
Okay.
So, Scott, your website is live, right?
Yes, it is live. I suspect that there will be some additions as we go forward, but right now it's live.
So, does everybody know the link, the URL to your website?
Let's.
Can you post it? Send it out?
Yes, I can.
You can put it in chat if nothing else.
Yeah. Chat, send it to all.
Okay, let's see if I can figure out. There we go. Yeah, I'll put it in the chat.
So his website's live. My sign-up sheet is live. Y'all can start signing up tonight.
And if you would, when you sign up with your call sign / member number for your user ID. If that might be a preference. I'm not sure how we would use that information down the road, but it might be useful. If you'd rather not do that, that's okay too. Just sign up.
How many of you on here have heard of the Hungarian Castle Award? No?
Is there really such an award?
What?
The Hungarian Castles Award. It used to be on Hungarian QSL cards. You get castle number 37, and if you got enough of these castles, you would get a special certificate award.
Oh,
Maybe
cool.
you could have something where if people that work, say, 20 or 25 different club members, they get an award. Make people chase us on different bands.
I kind of wanted a certificate, and some others maybe it's like some more work. So maybe somebody could volunteer to be the certificate manager, and we come up with some rules and methods for the certificate, and then we can do that. So
That is a good thought. I did the 13 colonies. I don't know if you saw that earlier. I did the 13 colonies plus 2. So there were 2 additional stations for a total of 15 stations. And if you work them all, send $5 in and get a certificate. And I did that. So.
Well, we could make some money, huh?
There you go.
Yeah, well, you could make some money out of that. I mean, $5. You're right.
Certificate doesn't cost very much.
Yeah, not if you send them by email.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, I've sent the link on the Zoom group chat.
All right. And I see it. K5DX-50.tdxs.net.
A few months ago, I worked several different Mexican stations on FT8, and they had a link that you could go to off of their website, and it had basically a PDF file that put my call sign on it and everything. And a real neat thing, if you wanted to print it, I just made copies of it and threw it on my QRZ page because I thought it was pretty cool. But anyway, they did that, and it was no effort on their part except for creating the first thing, and however they did the overlay with the putting our my call sign on their deal for every when you go to it. So that was kind of cool.
Dan, what was it? A certificate or what?
Yeah, I'd have to go back and find the link to it. But if you look at my QRZ page down a little bit, there's a thing that I mentioned, but I don't think I put a link to it. I'll have to go find their QRZ page where I got on the trail there. I'll post that to the TDXS reflector later when I find it. I don't know how they did it with putting my call sign in the deal, but you go to the web page and you put in your call sign, and it shows you the certificate that you can download or print or whatever.
Yeah, CQ does that.
Yeah, there's several organizations that do that kind of thing.
ARRL too, I think.
So the username is your call sign / your number? Or am I supposed
Yes,
to that?
yes. That's a suggestion. Your call sign / your member number, TDXS member number.
Does anyone know if it's case sensitive? I guess we'll see what happens.
Scott would know.
What was the question?
Is it case sensitive for a username?
No.
Okay.
At least Richard can remember his number.
Yeah.
Now that it's
So I
something
don't have to count very high to get to it and remember it.
Well, would anyone like to volunteer as their certificate manager? Or work up something? You know, I know that initially the group of us that was working on this, we kind of tabled any thought of certificates because it was just more work. But if somebody would like to do that, that would be great.
Well, I wonder, just following up on what we were talking about, there may be some way that Club Log or something like that could create a certificate electronically, and people could just print it out at home. Or maybe there's some program that would do that. I mean, I don't see us sitting around filling out certificates.
Right. Well, if anyone can figure that out, let us know.
Yeah, because we kind of drew a blank on that. We talked about several different schemes and kind of tabled them all, as Alan said, just because of the time investment in it.
Yeah, I don't see us doing that.
So if we need volunteers of all kinds. So if anybody wants to take on that chore, we'd be happy to try to support you on it.
I guess I have to wait to be activated, huh? After registering?
That's a question to Scott.
Hey, Scott? Oh.
Scott's
Sorry. You check your email. You should have an automated message.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you did say that earlier.
And I didn't mention that the password should be at least 8 characters and contain 1 symbol. So I'm making a note of that now in the chat.
Yeah, it tells you the problems one at a time.
And apparently it cannot be an underscore because I tried that and it didn't work.
Wait a minute. It has to be 8 characters?
At least 8 characters and 1 symbol.
I only got 5
I
fingers.
guess you saw I got hammered the first time because I didn't use the symbol.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Oh, you're really checking up on me.
And I'll get that included somewhere in the instructions on the website.
Yeah, I love the places where you go to register and you enter a password, then they give you the rules after they throw you out.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh no, you got to have 12 characters and hold your left foot here. And
How about the ones that never give you the rules? You just got to guess.
yeah, I've had one of those.
Yeah.
Okay, what else? What other questions do you guys have? Any feedback? Good idea, bad idea? Too long, too short?
Sounds great. Seems awfully long to me.
Roby?
A month?
Yes.
Did the board decide not to try to use TDXS 50 during the Texas QSO party? Or was it just going to be too complicated to try to do it then?
I think someone's already going to be using TDXS during the QSO party. K5ZX.
Yeah, I'm here.
So this negative is just going to be too complicated for during the actual event?
Yeah, we decided not to do it. It's too difficult.
Okay.
But I'll be using the K5DX. So Mark and I will be using K5DX as a mobile.
Without the 50 on it?
Without 50. Well, if you put 50 on, it kind of gets you as a disadvantage.
Yeah, that's true. Okay.
Yeah. So, we've made a real push here in the last I don't know, a few months to get K5DX active again. We had K5GN use it during field day. Orville and I took our little trip over to the Grid Square EL39 and operated using the call. Keith will use it in the TQP, and then of course we'll have this this operating event. So we're just trying to get it out there again. You know, just try to let people know what it is and what we're all about. And we just think it's a good deal in general. It's good publicity.
Come on.
And it should be great fun because, you know, you'll be on the other side of people love to work special event stations, right? And so don't know how many pileups you'll have on you or how much activity, but at least you'll be on the other end of it, you know, and that'll be a lot of fun.
Well, and during COVID, there's probably a lot more people out there looking for that kind of stuff too.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they're probably, once you get on the air, especially if you're on sideband, they're going to ask you how to QSL.
Website.
Look, we got
Go to the website, right?
well, the easiest way is to look at QRZ.
Yeah, I say QRZ has. I see you got a web page going on there. Just don't have any specifics yet.
Okay.
So we still got a little bit of work to do, and we kind of get this tuned up, and I'm sure we'll find holes that we have to fill as we go forward. But that's the plan. Okay, is there any other topic we need to discuss tonight or would like to discuss tonight?
I don't know about a topic, but tomorrow night is Northwest Amateur Radio Society meeting. Hopefully you all got information on that. Hope to see you at tomorrow night's session.
Yeah, sounds like a good program.
And it was on, was it on mobile operating? Was that what it was?
Yeah, Zulu. Go to QRZ.com and look up Kilowatt 2 Echo Zulu Andrea. She was at the Houston Hamfest this year, as a matter of fact. She has a Flex 6700 sitting in the back seat of her car, her truck, and a 500 watt amplifier to go with it, just to start. And those are starters.
Wow. She's been she's come to some of the Brenham Club meetings, and everybody just kind of looks at the car and goes, "Whoa."
By the way, the K5DX Stroke 50 is not necessarily a QRP event, so crank it up.
Okay.
Crank. Is there anything less than 1500?
No.
Not.
QRP is less.
QRP is 0 to 499. Low power is 500 to 1499, and 1500 is normal power.
And 2000 we won't talk about.
Oh no.
Well, that's
Only on 80.
That's normal plus.
Only on 80.
Only on 80.
And only if you're a pig farmer, right?
Yeah,
Right.
pig farmer.
AM.
Yeah, there you go.
But if we're on not on this subject any longer, I just was going to tell some problem that I had with Logbook of the World. I had all states on 6 meters, but it wasn't giving me credit for Hawaii and Alaska. And I tried to figure out what was wrong, but I had Hawaii and Alaska as countries, but not as states. So I don't really want to necessarily get a certificate, but I sent them a email to figure it out, and they said what had happened was that somehow my Hawaii and Alaska QSOs were logged as Grid Square EL29 Hotel Mike, and all my others were just EL29, so they got it as a different grid square, but they got it straightened out and gave me credit for all 50 states. So I felt that I'm still confused about exactly why that happened, but thought that was a little weird, and anybody who's not getting credit for something might look into that.
Well, it's interesting because I just finished up, worked all states on 12 not too long ago, but one of my cards is a paper card. They're not on LOTW. So if you go on my LOTW results, it just shows 49 states because they won't give me credit for the paper card on the LOTW site. They do that for DXCC, but not worked all states.
Oh.
Isn't that crazy?
You just have to work that state again, I guess.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, on 12.
Which state?
You can't say.
Mississippi, maybe? I think maybe it's Mississippi. Yeah, I think it was Mississippi.
Short skip for 12 meters, huh?
What's that?
That'd be a pretty short skip for 12 meters.
Yeah, but I worked it, so with my vertical. It doesn't have 12 meters on it. What's that?
Can't you send them a request to submit an LOTW contact for that?
Yeah, if he does LOTW, which he doesn't.
Oh, tough luck.
Well, Mike, don't you have a mobile rig? You could drive over there and give him a contact.
Yeah.
It might happen.
Yeah.
There you go.
That'd be great.
Well, you know,
on 12. Oh.
12 meters.
12 meters. I don't have an antenna for 12 on mobile.
I don't either. I don't have an antenna for 12 here, but I worked it.
Guys, I have an electrical storm in my site. Goodbye. Good luck.
Have fun.
All right, thanks. See you later. Okay, guys, if there's nothing else, I appreciate all your attention tonight. And, I look forward to seeing you in our operating and working in the Texas QSO party and in our operating event. And, one other thing we got election of officers coming up pretty soon, and we need some volunteers. So we look forward to having some of you participate in that.
Wait, Mark's got a question.
Go ahead, Mark.
Yeah, I missed the first part about Texas QSO party. What all was covered?
So in the Texas, we didn't talk a lot about the Texas QSO party because we think we've covered most of that before. We had just a couple of questions, primarily to invite people to add their routes and their station locations to the web page, because we're a little bit shy on that. All the events, the dates and times and stuff are set, so we think we're in pretty good shape there. The big discussion tonight was the operating event, which is 30 days of different TQP members, different TDXS members using the K5 DX/50 call sign. And we went through the setup process and the sign-up process for that. And we'll be updating the rules based on some of the comments we got here, try to get all that stuff set up. And it begins immediately. Well, it begins the next day after the Texas QSO party, and our only
the next day UTC.
Yeah.
So 7 p.m. that night.
Yeah.
Sunday night, actually.
Over an overlap on TQP. No, TQP finishes at 3 on Sunday.
Right. There'll be no overlap. Yep.
I'll have to look at when spot is, put my 4 hours in.
There you
40
go.
meter CW.
40 meter CW, anything that you want to work. And I would encourage you to work, guys, I'm going to try to do this. I'm going to try to work a fair amount of sideband just because I don't do much of it, but just to, keep us on the air as far and wide as we can get, as we can get. So.
You can have all my sideband slots.
Well, let me see. Pull out the old calculator again. Divided by 3. There'll be 2,160 sideband slots.
So I got lots of room, right?
Yeah.
How many was that?
2,160 sideband slots.
Is that minus Robies?
Sounds like 2,159 too many.
That's minus. Is that minus Robies?
Yep.
Minus 1. Okay, 2159. Yeah.
And that includes the much coveted 3 a.m. to 7 a.m. slot.
On 6 meters, yeah.
There you go.
I don't expect all slots to be taken. But take many, dozens, as many as you feel like.
2 meter meteor scatter, huh?
You can do it.
I wonder if I can set this remote up on AM or sideband. I've never run this K30 over the internet that way.
I bet it'll work great. I should pull mine out, hook it up.
Okay, anything else?
I think that'll take care of me, Robbie.
Say again?
I said that will take care of me.
All right, thank you. Okay, guys, we will see you later.
All right.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Robbie.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Thank you.
7-3 off.